the semantic fields. Okay. Now I was telling you about the semantic field. Semantic field basically consists of words. Okay, as semantics tells you that it is about words and their meaning and the lexemes, all of that. So semantic field consists of a set of words which are related to one another. Okay. Now this relation can be of various kinds, right? Basically, semantic field is about one domain also, one discipline maybe. Then they can have relation of synonymy, of antonymy, of hyponymy. All of these are called as semantic relations, right? So this is basically a field of meaning. The words are related to one another in meaning. They might not exactly be the same, and they might not be the synonym even all the time, but they would be related in some way, and you're going to find out the relation somehow, right? As we would be doing the text in a while. For instance, LA, lane, street, highway, thoroughfare are all parts of semantic fields of clearings cut to enable people to progress. Okay, basically these are the roads. LA, lane, street, highway, thoroughfare, all of these are basically the roads, right? So, as I told you that these are not synonyms, okay, because the size of these are different, right? LA and lane are smaller than street, little, bigger, and then highways and thoroughfares are, biggest. So these are not synonyms, but they belong to the same semantic field because all of these refer to some paths. And in simpler words, road is one of the words that you can use in this semantic field, right? Okay, now what we are doing here is, can two or more words be replaced by one comprehensive item? Now that's another kind of, relationship, or you can test frame it. Can two or more words be replaced by one comprehensive word? Maybe. If you are able to, like I said that these all belong to the semantic field of road. So if we are able to give one word or can replace one word with another with these, um, so we think that the words belong to the same semantic field. Now, all of these, the example that is given is the kinds of dogs. Okay. Swans, Scotties, Poodles, Mongrels, all of these are the kind of dogs. So, yes, we can use just one word as dogs, not specifically the different kinds. Okay. Now, what happens is the novelist, while he is writing, he is going to make use of words from a particular semantic field in the paragraphs or in the chapters. Okay. And this happens to be a technique, and this should not be mishandled. Okay, because if a person uses a lot of words from the same semantic field just to show his grip over the vocabulary of the language, he might end in verbosity, excessive use of words. Okay, so this technique of using a semantic field, or which is called as the wordy technique, this needs to be handled carefully. Why and what is the significance of using this wordy technique or semantic field within the passages or the paragraph? The reason is it actually facilitates the learning. I mean the comprehension on the part of the readers or the listeners. They are, if they would not understand each and every vocabulary word, still they will have an idea what is the text, or what is the writing about. Fezbatul is giving a good example. right? A person like me doesn't know many of these things, but I would know that these are some cosmetics items, since I don't have these. So, but still, I would be able to make out what Fez is trying to say. Okay. And there are some Fez. There are some newer inventions also in the field. I keep on reading about them. Never got a chance to use it, but there are so many newer things right now in this field of makeup that you're talking about. Anyway, identify the semantic field in 8th and 9th. Let's see what semantic field is uh, being given here, okay, or being talked about. Okay, text 8. A shifty, unshaven polymath nebbish with a cocky drone and a patter so tedious it could have been marketed as a blood coagulant, was lecturing a dangerously healthy-looking Californian couple. They were shrink-wrapped, sterile, irradiated like a pair of Death Valley grapes. They soaked vitamin-enhanced aerobic vitality at you so hard you could wish on them nothing but a catalogue of all the most repellent disease of skin and bones and tissues, all the worst back numbers from the cursing books of Rick, and Kish. You were obliged to superimpose on their boastful skeletons the historic treasures of old London, growths, malignancies, ricket, nose warts, furry hemorrhoids, palsies, fever, sweats, buboes, wen, mouth fungus, trembles, and pox caps. They were so heavily insured against disaster that they were almost obliged to justify the premiums by dropping dead before they overdrew another breath. Now, you perhaps might not understand many of these words, right? But what is your idea? What is being talked about here? The first word that you can make out is blood coagulant. Okay. Yeah, it's about diseases or okay. What's happening? Right. I got that you are talking about. What is being talked about. Okay, it's about health. It's about disease. And what's happening? What is this person trying to do with this couple? So, in this short text, we get to know about basically two semantic fields. One is health related, um, right? And the other is kind of insurance, right? So, we are going to try to find out the words that are related to health. By health, we do not mean healthy, okay? It's related to health because disease is also related to health, okay? So, when we talk about health department, it takes care of the sick basically, right? It doesn't take care of the healthy, but we call it health department. So the semantic field is that of health, in which there are words like fever, sweat. There are a number of diseases that are given here: malignancies, rickets. Now, why? How the semantic field helps us? Because we do not know, and we don't need to know about all these diseases. What we need to know is how the couple is scared by these insurance people, right? And how are they being pushed and convinced and force would be the right word, to pay for the insurance. If someone is not scared of the diseases, if someone doesn't know about them, so they wouldn't pay. So the text, we don't need to know about all the vocabulary words or the words, what kind of diseases are these, like malignancies or palsies or pox scabs or mouth fungus. They're not interested in this, but in order to get the story, it's enough to know that these lie within the same semantic field. So if the words from the same semantic fields are used, it actually improves the comprehension on the part of the reader. It helps the reader to understand the text fairly well, right? Other than that, it's just not, as I told you, that's just not the semantic field of the diseases, it's the semantic field of health. So there are many other things, many other words that you can see as healthy looking, blood coagulant, aerobics, vitamins, vitality, skin, bones, growths, all of these, vitamin enhanced, right? So all of these words are related to health, and they actually helps us in understanding. Other than that, as I told you that there are two parts, but this insurance guy focuses more on the uh, terms related to diseases. Therefore, we find more words about diseases and the names of the diseases, perhaps, and less words related to insurance. For instance, insured, premiums. Premiums are basically the installments that you pay for your insurance, and overdue. So there are deadlines that you need to pay your insurance, right? So premium, overdue, these are the words that are related to another semantic field, which you may call or title as insurance. The rest of the words, um, belong to the semantic field of health. Okay. So I hope you understood. We got the main idea and we got the semantic fields. There are two semantic fields within this passage, right? And we can number the words. More words lie in the semantic field of health, okay, including the names of the diseases. And what is the significance? The significance is that semantic field helps us in understanding the whole passage without understanding or comprehending or looking for the individual words. Okay, so even if you got to know what are hemorrhoids or palsies, um, it would not, it might increase your general knowledge, but it would not, in any case, enhance your understanding of the passage. You would understand the passage anyway because with the help of the semantic field. Now, let's come to this fashion related text 9. Okay, so it says that here, with his russet breeches, which descended over his handsome legs into boots so lustrous and pliant, I longed to touch and crushed them in my hand. He wore a checked and belted red-brown jacket and a maroon silks ascot, and upon his head a green hat grizzled with silvery veins and proclaiming its continental origin by a ganspur sportively stuck in the band. It was no wonder that the old ladies at the Hotel Bastow, too old to be the object of his mischievous eyes, found him charming and said he cut a fine figure. They admired his apparel, and said that too often a physician tends to resemble his successor, the mortician. His other suits were of fine material, all double-breasted and of a cut which did not vary through the years, yet always seemed to be at the peak of fashion. And while the colors and the patterns of the stripes or checks were conservative, the accessory trappings were of the liveliest declensions. being the racing lifeblood of the subdued carcass, neckties or cravats of orange silk and crimson wool, printed chalice, dotted china silk, pongy or fortified linen, diapered or imprinted with arabesques or stripes or hexagons. His handkerchief and his muffler, if he wore one, matched or complemented the tie, as did his socks and the band in his hat, and carrying to its uttermost his nice feeling for details. He even had alternative spectacles, which today, to go with his riding togs, were horn rimmed, but tomorrow, with blue serge, would be rimless octagons, and the next day, if the fancy struck him to dress for dinner and go into Boston, would be a pince nez with a black ribbon and mother of pearl nose pieces. Okay. So what is being described here? There are more descriptions than a story here. Quickly tell me what is being described here till I interview a few more class fellows. Okay, now basically what you must have experienced here, that you do not know the meaning of so many accessories that they have talked about. Okay, for instance, we do not know what is escort, right? Escort is basically a scarf, okay, that men wear um, over the neck, right? So there are other things also that we might not know, but what the semantic field is helping us here to know is that these are fashion accessories or clothes accessories, basically. Okay, because it talks about muffler, handkerchiefs, ties, neckties, hats, belts, boots, nose pieces, togs, spectacles, that is glasses, handkerchiefs, okay, double breasted coats, all of that, apparel. So there, this belongs to the semantic field of clothing or fashion, okay. And a related semantic field might be of the designs. uh, the basic semantic field is that of fashion, and within the semantic field of fashion, um, it's about the clothing accessories and also about the designs, okay. For instance, hexagon, stripes, checked, okay, these are the designs. Then printed trellis, dotted china silk, linen, uh, silk, materials, wool, all of these are either materials or the design on the materials. Ribbon, right? So all of the words are either belong to the semantic field of clothing or the semantic field of design, and both of them together combined, they belong to the semantic field of fashion, right? So even if we do not know each and every word or each and every meaning of each and every word or the meaning of all the accessories that are here, we can figure out what is the passage about because of the presence of the semantic fields, right? Now guys, we are only left with I guess collocation, and that I would like to do in the next class, right? So for today I think it's enough to absorb, I mean, to absorb, and I'll see you in another class where we can discuss things other than just collocation, and about the assignment and the presentations as